Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go. For some reason it disconnected. Alrighty, let me check everything else. Good on Twitch. Come on, YouTube. Come on, YouTube. Okay, YouTube's a go. Assume TikTok is good. And then Instagram's up. Yeah, alrighty. Wow. We're gonna try something a little bit different. So right now, I still have all of the integrations for Twitch and YouTube for in one combined chat. I have another pop-up one specifically for TikTok chat. But I'm trying, I still haven't been able to figure out with Instagram how to pop out the chat. So it's just a constant flood of, this person has joined, this person has joined. And it's a little annoying that I can't have like just chat on it. So it's just a constant banner of things. So I can never read on Instagram, but I have it pulled up and then I have like things over it so I'm not seeing my video. So I'll try doing that. I'm going to do some more research to see if there is a way to just pop out just the chat. I'd love that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, welcome on, guys. I'm doing a lot better this week, especially from last week. So yes. But welcome on, everyone. Yeah. I'm excited. You think we're all awake? Oh, sorry. Was it super loud? I think the volume should all be good. We'll see. But yeah, so if you didn't see, spoiler alert, I'm announcing what the answer is to the cosplay that I'm making next. So if you saw any of my posts today about guess my next cosplay, well, now you'll know the answer. And that is LadyDevimon from Digimon. So yeah, I've actually already made a good portion of it. I'm hoping to bring this one to Oatfest. So yeah, there was some static feedback in the beginning. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it was, so my mic was working beforehand, and then for some reason when I pressed start, it wasn't showing. So that was probably that when I unplugged and replugged it in. Apologies. But yeah, so I'm excited for this build. Also for updates on the Tirarita costume, it is officially done. So on the non-TikTok and Instagram, there we go. So you can see some of it. But it is all officially done. I finished the wig. It took a lot longer than I thought it was gonna take. Yeah, it was just the shape of this part was very complicated to lay all of the hair onto in glue. And then I ended up airbrush painting a lot more of it because I wanted it to pop more. So that was a whole thing. But I'm happy with the final results. Hopefully the photo shoot will all go okay. I plan on Sunday doing the full photo shoot with it. So we also have another, so for that build, the fabric was sponsored by Fabric Wholesale Direct. So I gotta film some stuff for them, and then we'll see when they will let me share the making of that video with the fabric parts, because I have to do it based on their timeline, and I don't know how far that will be. So that may be like next week, or it may be in a month or longer. I don't know. But we did also get another, I don't know if I'd consider it like a sponsor, but a company reached out and wanted to send me a fog machine thingy and do a video on that. So I'm going to be using that for this cosplay. It is this one. Let's see. Kinda. My camera doesn't work for the vertical one very well. But yeah, I have not tested it out yet, but they sent it to me. It's very small. I was expecting, so like, I have opened, it's like this giant thing here, which looks like my car starter, emergency starter kit, which is kind of funny. But it's a nice little case. And then that's all the stuff in it. So this is actually the machine, and I thought it was gonna be a lot larger, which is a good thing, because it means it's a lot easier to travel with. But I've never used one before, so I'm excited to test it out. Hopefully it'll work. But I'll be doing a video with that as well, so that'll probably come out next week for y'all to see. So, cool. Yep. Let me close back up. And then we have another box, which is a bunch of foam, and I'm just gonna open it because we're in here. So, yeah. It's a big box. And it's very lightweight because it's nothing but foam. Scissors. Go around everything. Yep. Hey, Purple, welcome back. Yeah. Why is it not opening on this side? Yep, it's a lot of foam. So, if you don't know, my foam provider, who has been providing me all of my EVA foam materials for about half a year now, maybe, is Cosplay. I'm really grateful for them. And I use sometimes foam dowels, but not too much. Sometimes I'll use it for lining, for armor pieces. But for Sarah Kerrigan, which I'm still making, it's on hold until after LadyDevimon is done, and then I'll go back into it. But basically all of her hair tentacle dreadlock pieces, I plan on making out of foam dowels. So, this box is nothing but tons of different sizes of foam dowels, which adjust my head for it. There you go. So yeah, I did a bunch of different sizes. I wanted to do, even though her tentacle thingies aren't this large, I wanted a few larger pieces as kind of like the main structural in the center that could help add volume with the pieces outwards that I couldn't do. So I have a bunch of different sizes, and then I have some other ones just for other projects. But yeah, there's quite a lot in here, so I'm excited. But I have to close the box, and we'll have to put some tape over it. Actually, I'm gonna have to remove the tape because Nami will eat the tape. She's a special kid. Just do one quick thing so the cats don't climb in it. Yeah. Okay, it's kind of closed enough to not have the cats go in it. Alrighty. Kind of laggy on YouTube. Looks like it's laggy on Twitch as well. Let's give it a bit. We've had some really bad weather lately. We had so much hail, so I don't know if that affected some stuff. Seems like it's getting a little better. Okay. Yeah, if it keeps doing it, let me know. We'll see. Okay, let me switch over to this page. Yeah, so this right here is the character, and then for those on Instagram and TikTok, this is the character. Different locations. But for it, I used my mannequin, whatever 3D printed mannequin of me, to make all the patterns. It worked out pretty well, but the arms and the legs somehow ended up being a little shorter. And I don't know if it's just because this material is only 2-way fabric stretch and not 4-way. So I did have to repattern some stuff, so we're going to be working on that. But basically, what I have is, this is the top part. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I covered my face. So I'll show it on here. Might be easier. So that is the top part, and it's gonna be really hot material though. Like it's stretchy this way, but not this way, and then it's kind of got like the felt on the inside, so it's gonna be a little toasty to wear, but I think it's gonna look good in the end. So hopefully it'll be kind of warm in Canada. Maybe. But yeah, so that's that part. If you saw in the video, I showed the gray bodysuit thing, which is really, really tiny, but it stretches. So that I'm gonna wear underneath it for the exposed skin, because I don't want to be painting my body. I will paint my face for the convention and everything, but it's only like this much that's gonna be showing. So I don't want to paint my arm or my full leg. That would just be a nightmare. So yeah, but that's this part. I've got the pants, which were a whole nightmare as well of figuring out shapes. So that's that with the cut. And then this side will have the gray legging. But this is the side we'll be redoing today. So I'm going to cut this part off, and I already have a lot of it already partly sewn, but I need to re-sew it all together, and then we'll put that down. And then I'll show you. So one of the things I didn't show in the video is she has all of these stitches, and I didn't want to have the stitches be these huge big bolty things. Oh, I just ripped the bag. No. I don't know why, it's definitely really laggy. Let me see. Okay, I changed one thing. We'll see if that kind of helps. It definitely looks like it's getting worse though, for some reason. But I didn't want these like big bulky stitches, and I saw a kind of action figurine thingy, and it did it where it was more of kind of like staples for the fabric parts together, and I really liked that with having silver contrast rather than black contrast. So I have all of this leather cord. So that's what I'm going to be using for all of the strips, and I think that'll show a lot better. So like for the pants there, and then for like the front straps and stuff, so when we have it all throughout here, I think that's just gonna look a lot better. I do plan on, instead of just cutting it flat, I'm gonna round them on the sides, so cut it half circle, and then I'll end up kind of doing some weathering on it, I believe, because it's a little bright. So yeah. Whoop. the YouTube page. Actually. Oh, now it says it's excellent, but it's not. Okay. I want to try to fix this real quick. Which con is this for? So I would like to take this to Otafest, which is the one in Canada I go to next month. That one in Tiarita. But I kind of, since I hadn't made a cosplay all year, like a finished one, I was like, I kind of need to do this real quick. So, yeah. Oh, how do I do it on this then? Where is it on this one? Did it break it even more? Okay, it broke it even more. Ah! Okay. Well, let me see if I can change a setting in this one then. Oh, it didn't save it. Oh. Will it save now? I think it won't let me change unless I restart the stream. Oh well. But yeah, so we'll see. Blah, da, 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 da. But yeah, so that's the top and the pants. And then this is the redoing of the leg we'll be working on. Also the sleeve I had to make longer. Is this one? Write it down, write it down. Thank you, Angry, for the remember on YouTube. I appreciate it. And you'll be in the scrolly thing on the next stream. But yeah, sleevey sleeve we gotta work on today. And then also, so here is the mask part of it. I'm doing the same, it's better? Okay, hopefully it'll stay better. Hi, Taken, welcome on. Write it down, write it down. Thank you. Oh, it doesn't say, wait, which one is it? Lathian for the the resub on Twitch as well. Yeah. I appreciate it. It didn't pop up with the other one on here, but I at least read it. Anyway, so with this, so with Ange Woman, I kind of did the same thing where she has this like face cowl, and then I end up doing ear holes so I can hear. And for Ange Woman, I actually attached the wig to this part and I did a back zipper. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to attach the wig onto this one yet, or she has, for LadyDevimon, she has a helmet that actually goes down, and unlike Ange Woman is only a frontal helmet, so it stops like here. But for this one, it's a full, like, covering here all the way back, and then the hair comes down from it. So I'm kind of thinking I might just attach the wig to the helmet instead. I'm just gonna look really weird when it comes off because I'll just be like a random black hood thing with all of my crazy blue hair sticking out. So that's kind of the idea with it. I do have to add a bit more fabric straps. I ended up not adding enough of the... Bam! Ah, Real, thank you for the $5 on YouTube. I appreciate the super chat. There's a E. But I didn't add enough to... What's the word? Enough material for the zipper, I think? That's the word. The Instagram comment was right. I didn't think it was. Oh, yeah, so that's the cosplay. You're talking about that wizard. But yeah, so that's kind of our plans today. A lot of sewing. I did really like from our last stream having the little camera here. It was great that I could move it to my sewing machine rather than having a third arm move around. So yeah. Oh, no worries. Yeah, there's this one, a lot of people, I think on Instagram, at least last time I checked, we had like 3 people guess the character, and then I think it was only on one other platform that they guessed the character correctly. This one hasn't, it seems like it's stumped a lot of people, like it's had a lot of views, but not a lot of people have guessed on this one, so yeah. But that's okay. Alright, let us begin. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, so I need to pen a few things and get my head together. But how's everybody been? Hopefully your week has been going well. This is definitely I need to fix in my pattern. It is very, very off. Saw someone get, yeah, I think Facebook was the other one. I don't know how many characters have chains, but it was nice. They're just really lightweight plastic chains from Amazon, and then I plan on just kind of adding a little bit of like shading to it. I want this character to not just be black and gray. I want a little bit of depth here and there, so yeah. A bit stressed about the move, but I know I have things in motion. Yeah, you have, is it the end of this month, or do you still have halfway through next month, Purple? I know you mentioned it last stream, but I don't remember the exact date. So far, so good? Moving next week. Okay. Well, best of luck on that. Have you found the house or the apartment already, right? Everything in line? Most things are packed, minus some things we need to use. Finish this up. You have not shared pictures yet, Real? I'm very curious on if you're leaving it the box shapes or if you're gonna add some of the, what's the spray insulation foam to kind of add that build-up or something. You're gone for the summer holiday in Texas of your family and friends, Anime Matsuri. Oh, okay, fun. Hopefully Anime Matsuri goes well. My last one was a little bit of a shit show. So, yeah. Yeah, welcome on everybody on Instagram. Same release back in February for, okay, good. Yeah, I remember some of it, but I didn't remember it all. Okay, I want to keep note. We are working on LadyDevimon from Digimon today, and that is, if you watched my latest post today, that is the character that was the answer for it. It is this image here for Instagram and TikTok, and for those on YouTube and Twitch, it is this character here. Yeah. Okay, this one would have been this. For some reason, my pattern just for the sleeves just did not come out correctly. So that's for me to fix. Yeah, I always try, if I make patterns, I don't release them until I am done with the cosplay. For reason one, I want to finish my costume and be the first one to showcase it before other people try to recreate it using my patterns. But also reason two, I want to make sure my patterns work and I'm not just like selling all of these patterns that are half-assed. I'd like to try to have them as best as possible for y'all to use. So I work back and forth. This is the second round on some of these parts. So. And I have a cat hair on me, I'm sorry. Ugh. Ugh. My jacket is just covered in cat hair. They're shedding so bad right now. Okay, there's the sleeve. It is pinned, so you can use that. And then this one, so for the character design, which we're redoing the leg part, you can see that this is actually a different shine, and it's just the underside of the fabric. So I have it here for doing that. So it still has the same stretch, which is nice. But I have to remember to pin it the opposite way. And this one was also a redesign, so it may be a little off. You hammered the boxes to make it look more organic, but no spray foam. Oh, okay. Your anime fan con events of May and June in Phoenix. Ah, cool, cool. I have not done a convention in Phoenix or in Arizona yet. Have I been there? I've been to Arizona though, just not for cosplay. I did it when I used to be a jewelry designer, and we went there for one of the gem conventions for stones. Resurrecting your 40k armor for a August campaign in the local note store. Ooh, fun! I've been seeing so many people doing more 40k costume builds, and everybody's like, make one! I'm just like, one day I will. It's on the list. Your day off of your volunteer work, medicine stuff in food bank. For you and your sis. Nice. Whoa. Okay. Sorry. I thought, Honey Fro, you already did a Cubone cosplay. Or are you just bringing it back? I love all of her art. It is so beautiful. Oops. We'll do this. Yes, that the Saint Celeste, I can't say her name. That one is the most requested. There was a fan art that I absolutely loved of hers, but I've been doing like inspiration from figurines, but I haven't done like full-on fan art custom designs yet. So like Hannah, Alexandra, and other cosplayers who are artists who do their own version. I haven't really figured out how I want to go about that, because typically, like, I wouldn't mind it being a passion build, but for me as a company, I typically make patterns and tutorials on how to make it, and then I sell those patterns. Hey, I'm not going to do a private chat. Sorry, please stop asking. But yeah, so haven't quite figured out about that. Like, it's a little weird, but I would love to do the design one day. Yeah, and then other people are doing the one without the wings with the backpack, like it's like a tea backpack kind of thing. Something like that. So, yeah. You're adding more to it? Okay, cool, cool. Yeah. I don't know that one offhand. The Fire Warrior, I don't know how you say that. See if I fix that. Okay. Alright. Trying to figure out with Instagram chat today. And a lot more spammy spam. But, we'll figure it out. Okay. That one is the leg. Never seen a stream of cosplay making? Yeah. I try to stream Radbear every Friday, and my main streaming channel I do on YouTube, but right now we're multi-streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok. But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna cut off this leg now. So. Oh. Okay, cool. I don't know if my Instagram stream now went down. No! Did I ruin it? Are we still going? I think we're still going. Okay. That's annoying. I gotta do more research on it. Okay. Instagram still up? Okay. Wizard, do you have mods on Instagram? Like rights? I know Daniel does for everything, but I didn't know if I have that set up. Looking into an airbrush a lot now, surprisingly no tip tutorials for that bin feed. Yeah, I've had a lot of requests for it. I just have never never done one like for basics. Like I have one review video for a really shitty airbrush that I don't recommend. But yeah. You don't think you do, you think you have them on Twitch and YouTube, okay. Actually, let me see. Give me 2 seconds. I don't know if I can do it on my phone or if it's gonna break it. Doesn't look like I can do it on my phone. Yeah, for me, if you're just getting into airbrushing, if you've never done any of it, I would recommend getting a cheap kit. I started off with just getting a kit on Amazon, a master's airbrush kit, one that has 3 different types of airbrushes, so you can see which type you like, depending on what you are painting, depending on the paint. If you want it on a top flow or a bottom siphon kind of one. I'm going to leave a little bit of this uncut so I know where to align it. And that could be trash. But yeah, so that, also with those kits, a lot of times it'll come with like a color wheel, so that way you can figure that out for mixing colors. It'll come with, get one that has a kit with a basic compressor and hose, and then basic airbrush paint. Because I always recommend this, you're gonna ruin your first airbrush. Because you're gonna have to learn how to clean it, what not to do with your airbrush, how to maintain, how to make sure the paints can go through the airbrush and not get clogged. It is a bit of a learning process, so I always recommend get a basic kit. Back in the day, they were around like $100, $120 for all of that, which is a really good price to get started, so you can figure out what you're doing. Then from there, you can figure out which type of airbrush you want to invest in, and upgrading. Once you figure out how to actually maintain your airbrush, you get the cleaners and all the cleaning setup and everything, invest in a more expensive airbrush that will last you a long time. My favorite company is Iwata. I was using them before they sponsored me, so I did that, and then from there you can start upgrading down the lines. So yeah, putting the airbrush back together too, because it's something where you need to take it apart to clean each piece. So then working on Seth again, after not working on it for, oh, that's good. So annoying. Can't fix it. Oh well. Ah. Okay. So these 3, actually, I need to cut the strips. Let me get fabric. Yeah, the cosplay is LadyDevimon from Digimon. And that is the answer from the guest today. Yeah. Nice guess. Wasn't going to. Oh, there's been a few people that have guessed it correctly, but it's one of those where you either get it or you don't. Yeah, Wizard's on every platform right now. While working. Shh. Secrets. Which, speaking of, on May 7th, there is going to be a announcement about, I guess a convention announcement? Kinda. I'm really excited about it, so hopefully y'all will be too. Oh, you're on lunch break, okay. I guess I did stream earlier today. Okay, let me see, which way is our stretch? Not that way, that way. Okay, we're good. It's always where he wants to be, yeah. A friend commissioned you to design and print some Pokemon card display stands. It's simple geometry, so I should be able to figure it out. Ah, very cool. Volume should be fine. Okay, we need 2 strips that are, I did a little note on one of these, that are 15.5. So that is from here. I need my blocks. You hear it on Instagram, had to enable when you join the live? Okay. Am I finally going to Dragon Con? No. At least not right now. And then we're doing it 1.25, which is gonna be about here. And we're gonna guesstimate. It's gonna be there. Close enough. Okay, strip 1. Yeah, the Instagram is all over the place today. For some, so I do for my chat with TikTok with YouTube and Twitch. It's a combined chat, so everything is great. I can read it all there. For TikTok, which I've been ignoring. I'm sorry, Exolog. Welcome on. Yeah, it's LadyDevimon. It's all going to be like fabric stuff, so thank you. But that one is a pop-up one, so it's on the side. So I mainly read down here with all of my chats at the bottom, and I like have to go up. And then for Instagram, I don't have a pop-out chat, which is really annoying. I wish I did. So now it's just like everybody that joins, I get this long feed, and it's really agitating. Because I wish it was just like I could pop out just the chat messages, like the comments, and not see the whole list of every single person that joins. Like, I appreciate the support of people joining, but like I want to actually be able to read what people are saying. So it just makes it a little more Okay, we're gonna guesstimate again. There we go. Close enough. And we're gonna cut this. Okay. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, Exxon. Too many chats, too many cameras. Ah. Reading 3 chats while working on cosplay is the ultimate. Oh, yes, yes. I'm good at multitasking, but so I'm extremely dyslexic as well. Like, I can't read or spell to save my life. So, and on top trying to read other things, I'm just like so yeah, that's why if you ever hear me like say somebody's name incorrectly, it's not me trying to be mean or something. It's just literally like I can't read. That's just what your name is to me. Everybody has their own names. Please don't be offended. All right. Okay, there they are. So these 2 pieces that we just cut out, we're going to pin them onto the hood part. So this is, basically it's the chin piece there. I'm gonna look really stupid right now. Which is like that. When it's actually tied, that's where my ear is so I can hear. And then I'll end up having a zipper in the back, but this is supposed to be attached to the full bodysuit, but I'm probably going to have it where the bodysuit is in 2 different pieces for zippers, so I'll have a zipper just for the headpiece and a zipper for the back part. That's kind of the plan. Maybe. We'll see. Time to cook again? Yeah, we're working. Okay, pins. Hopefully it's a con you're going to. I'm gonna say probably not, but maybe. Just cause I know, for you, probably, maybe not, but I mean if it is, very cool. Yeah. Now, guesting this year, I'm really appreciative of how many invites I've been getting this year. But a lot of conventions don't want to pay cosplayers anymore. So because of me doing this full time, unfortunately I've had to say no to quite a bit, or they're paying like just basic fees or just travel, and I just can't accept it, unfortunately. But hopefully more conventions in the future will want to have more cosplayers come out. A lot of them have now just said no because of like a big thing for some conventions of their reason of why they don't pay cosplayers is they aren't treating it as a actual job. They're going there, but then they're not at their booth, they're late to everything, they're not posting on social media even about them being at the convention, just like basic things, which when a convention invites you to be a guest at a guest for them, they want you to be there and fulfill your kind of job of them hiring you, especially if they're paying you. And that's been kind of their response now of why they don't do it for some conventions, which is sad. So hopefully that will change. I don't know. You make the shoes for your cosplays? It depends. Most of the time I buy a base shoe for my cosplays, and then I'll do a boot cover over it, or I will add materials. It's very rare for me to make the shoes entirely from scratch, but I have done it before. For my Hinata cosplay from Naruto, I made those from scratch. Mina Ashido from My Hero, those I made from scratch out of leather. But yeah, for this one specifically, so she has 2 boots, and I bought red shoes because I wasn't sure at the time if I was going to just cut out the sections where the red parts were and have the red shine through, because I plan on making basically a boot cover to go over it, so the shoe is not messed up, but I haven't finalized the design yet. Hopefully that made sense. I don't know her name. She is a specific cosplayer I've been following who has recently come into just making tons and tons of shoes from scratch. I think she did, like, her first ones were for, like, Genshin Impact, and if you know Genshin designs, they are overly, like, detailed, and she did the bottom parts, and she made them 100% from scratch, and they were gorgeous. So much time goes into shoe cobbling, and yeah. So I don't know if I'm ever gonna do that, but I do highly appreciate it. Yeah, if anybody knows her name, please shout it out. Shoemaking cobbling offered at your school or something you can pick up later? No. So in growing up through like high school, we only had like a basic art class. We had no other stuff. And then for my undergrad, for our art department, we had, for 3D material classes, there was sculpture, which was basically welding, making large form sculpture installations. There was fibers, which actually is my major, that I chose, and that was more focused on paper making, and sewing and traditional weaving kind of art, but I focused on paper making. And then there was metalsmithing, which was my undeclared second major, because I took all of the classes you needed to get that degree too, but you could only choose one. And then the last for 3D material was ceramics, which they really wanted me to be a ceramics major, which y'all have seen my Sarah Kerrigan sculpting, but I hated the feeling of clay. The ceramic clay. It's much different from the monster clay. I love the monster clay that I've been using now. Like, if that was a thing, I probably would have done that as a major. But the fact of ceramics clay, I just absolutely hated it. So, but those are the only three-dimensional kind of art stuff. I didn't go to an actual art school. It was Texas State University, and it had an art department. All the other classes were 2D, so you had like printmaking, you had photography, graphic design, painting, you had drawing, figure drawing, things like that. And then the school really focused on art education, where you would become a teacher. So yeah, those are the only ones. But in terms of learning things, so 3D sculpting, like in CAD programs, I learned that when I was a jewelry designer. And oh, this side seems to be a little shorter. I think I might repin this on this side instead. So yeah, I learned that when I was a jewelry designer for James Avery. And I worked in Rhino, or Rhinoceros, which was a CAD program mainly focusing for jewelry, kind of like Matrix. And then a little bit of ZBrush. And then they sent me to Seattle to do like a week-long class to kind of learn more of the techniques. So that's kind of where I got my basics of that knowledge. And then for leather working, also at James Avery, they started doing leather works of purses and wallets and things, and that got me really interested, as well as some of the jewelry. We had leather cords for doing like bracelets and necklaces, so I really got into that there, and that's kind of how I learned to do that craft. But everything, for the most part, has been self-taught for like the cosplay things. I don't know if that answered your question at all. I just kind of went on a rant. Sorry. For the Dark Magician Girl, for those boots, so the Dark Magician Girl boots, I bought the blue boots, and then I added, so I 3D printed the gems and painted them to attach, and then for the top parts of the boots, those were EVA foam that I covered in fabric that kind of matched the material and attached it. So that was kind of how I do my form of shoes, is I get something that's close and then I add to it. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Ah! Okay, so we've added those, so now we can go and sew these pieces. Monster clay hits different. Okay, so my grand scheme of what I want to do, which may or may not happen, but right now, I would love to figure out TPU printing for 3D printing because it's a flexible material, and I want to try that as, so for the head of my mannequin that I 3D scanned of mine, I tried using it to make the wig here, but the problem is because it is a PETG filament, you can't stick a pin in it. So the wig couldn't actually, like, I could sit it on, but I had to use so much tape underneath it so it would attach. And then also the attachments I have like hooks underneath it, so they, like little locking keys to screw them on the whole mannequin together. I want to make a different one just of the head where it's made in TPU, so it's still hard material but still somewhat flexible enough to ideally, I have not tested it, to put sewing pins or T-pins in to attach the wig into, and then also change where the wig head, so that way it can attach to the pole that's here, have it where it is just a tube that I can stick it on and I can use that for wig styling. So that's the plan of that. But if I like TPU, which it is involving so much right now with the technology and with understanding how to sand it and everything, that rounding it back off to Monster Clay, I would love to sculpt armor. Full on Monster Clay armor with all the details. Scan it like I did for Sarah Kerrigan. And then 3D prints the armor in TPU. I want to try that so bad. I know Willow has done some TPU printing for armor and it has looked really good. But hers has always been like one color for like silver and stuff, and I want to see how far else you could push that. So she's kind of like opened the door for what I've seen. I've seen other people kind of experimenting with it now, and I want to try this. So that's like the grand plan that I would love to do, and I just went on a huge rant, but that's like in my head. The hamster wheel is like moving along. So yep. Need to learn regular printing first. It can be complicated, but it can be easy depending on your printer and just understanding the basic terminology and how things work. Elegoo has a really good slicer program where when you are trying to basically send it from your final, you want it to be printed, so you put it in their program that will make it communicate to the printer and understand. It has little marks next to it that go into so much detail of what does this mean. So if you need to add more infill, which is the terminology for how much, so if you have like your material, do you want it to be like this on the inside, or do you want it to be solid on the inside? The infill. It will go into very specific on, here's this, and then a lot of times it has like, here's an example or a video that you can click, and I find that really, really helpful just with their slicer program. You can print other stuff on there from other printers, but I've really enjoyed that. I think Elegoo is probably one of the beginner-friendly ones that I've used. So, sorry. Okay, sewing. I will not be able to read chat for a little bit just at the sewing machine, just because I don't have giant chat screens. So, I'll try to come back and forth a little bit. Maybe I'll take one piece at a time so I don't just have a whole pile. It just means so. Also, for Exolog, I have cosplayed from Fate. I have done from Fate Apocryphy? I think it was that one? Yeah. I did it many years ago. Okay, let me set this up a little. Doodly-dee, we're gonna close this. And then we're gonna move my chair. And we're gonna move this. Actually, I needed it to be. It's like I have to have it look good on both screens. Close enough. Yeah. I'm surprised the camera followed me over here. Okay, we'll see if it still looks going to sew now. And basically, I pretty much do everything with a straight stitch. I do it at 3 millimeters from the left. And then I'm just using a universal needle. It is a little dull. So we'll see how well it goes. It was giving me a bit of problems yesterday towards the end just because of how much sewing I was doing. Okay. And I'm gonna leave that there because there's another part I'm doing with it. But I'm just gonna do one at a time and come back because then I can read chat somewhat. So, does this work volume-wise? Y'all are good with hearing me when I'm over there talking? Ish. Ish. And then this is the bottom of the leg. I'll never really do a back stitch on these, but quick little check. We're good. Okay, next one. Good. Okay, great. Yee. So now the sleeve. Basically I'm just doing the straight stitch on them right now to connect them, and then afterwards, just because these are such skin tight pieces because it's a bodysuit, I'm going back and I'm stitching them down. So that's like the inside and then the outside. So it looks cleaner and then it won't rub as much and get too bulky. all of the sewing I did yesterday, and then like a week or two ago I cut out all of the pieces. But I have a good part of all the other patterns done. Like I had the pattern for the ghost maid and the, I'm gonna call them wings, but they're, it's like the flowy cape thingy. I don't really know. So I still have to do those. The hand I have not patterned yet. That one will most likely be a base of foam that I'll do and then cover in fabric. And then the helmet I need to 3D model and print, and the plan is to cover that with fabric as well. And then I'll probably do some magnet attachments for that. And then I'll do the wig attached on the inside. So. Okay. And then our last piece is sewing our extra connection parts, which I'll have to add this to the pattern. So that's one thing of adding adjustments. He did not like that one. There we go. Like the next thing I need is my monitor to be on wheels so I can put it over here and still read chat. Side, and then I'll go back over there in a sec. And thanks guys for watching. I hope y'all have been enjoying the stream today. I try to stream every Fridays, depending on my schedule and everything. So hopefully y'all enjoy it. And if you're new, like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow the channel, whatever platform you're on. I appreciate the support. Boop, boop, boop. Back we come. And I'm just going to leave the camera over there for now. So. I'm this face, not those faces. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Okay. So I'm gonna real quickly, you won't be able to see, but I'm just gonna check them, make sure we are good. Good on all that. Okay, all of them are good, so we can then, next on all of the seams, I'm gonna sew them flat back down so they don't stick up. That'll take a little bit of time, so but yeah, if you just tuned in also, this is LadyDevimon from Digimon. And this I'm switching from 3 to 1 from a needle on the left, just so we can get a closer spacing. And I'll say, I don't consider myself an expert at sewing at all. I consider myself like just a basic sewist. But I hope my patterns and tutorials can help others, even if they're not expert level. I'm always so impressed when I judge cosplay competitions with the sewist, because they're just, some of the skills are just so amazing. So this is now, which way? That way. Oh, I guess I should do it this way. So our stitch on the inside, and then you can kind of see it, but this is the other side, since it's the fluffy side. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the leg piece, and then we can pin those together. This one is going to be a bit difficult just because we have it already sewn together, so the last seam is always the hardest one. So we'll see if I can do it correctly. I'm gonna make it in a little donut to make sure I don't sew over something I'm not supposed to. Fabric's having a hard time laying there. This is where I wish I had a cobbler sewing machine, like a shoe cobbler one, because they have such a small, instead of having this part, it's like a tiny little thing that you can sew, and you can change the direction of the head, and it makes it so much easier to sew these little things. Alright, got that side. Make sure I haven't missed anything. And then the other side, which I'm gonna try this instead and see if this works. We will see, we will see. Working a little better. This piece, some of the material I sewed a little, or like it got a little small, the extra allowance so it doesn't lay down with the stitch. Yay! Okay. That was a lot. I'll bring it back over here now. Hydrate. Okay, thank you. Let the Dr. Pepper flow. My Dr. Pepper is pretty much dead at this point, so I'm gonna have some water. But thank you. Cheers! Hydrate time. Okay. Okay. And I'm gonna take my shirt off. Or my jacket, not my shirt. Little toasty. So does anybody have any plans for the weekend? Here in Omaha, there's like a ton of Earth Day festival stuff, because I think Earth Day was sometime this week. But not really any plans. Going to a friend's wedding. Oh, right. You were doing with the one outfit you shared. That should be a lot of fun. If I ever accidentally sewn my hair into something. No. I think the only issue I've had with my hair getting into things is just working with the monster clay. Hair was just in everything, but I also have two very long-haired cats, and their hair was in everything as well. Yes, you'll ask one of your kids to get pics before you head to the wedding. Ah, I'd love to see. Yeah. A little bit. I'm surprised we don't have a kitty today, though. You're going to Japan Festival in Boston. Not sure if you will dress up or not for it. That sounds like fun. I don't think I've been to Boston before. Yeah. Okay. trim all these. Yeah, I just plan, tonight I'm gonna go out, most likely, don't really know where yet. And then tomorrow the plan is to just work on cosplay all day long. And then Sunday is going to be the Terita photo shoot. So busy plans with work. LadyDevimon sounds like a cool cosplay. Yeah! I made Angel Woman from Digimon in December, and then I had a lot of people that were like, do you plan on doing this one as well? And I was like, And so enough people were kind of curious and made me kind of think about it, and it was like, okay. But now I have other people that are like, okay, so you're doing these, so you have to do the, I think it's with an M, the two that are combined together with bigger wings, and it's like, maybe next year. Maybe. I don't know. Fingers crossed you get your hair to cooperate. Hopefully it's not super humid. For me, my hair gets so fluffy. Like, so my hair is still drying. I washed it this morning because it was really gross. And it's still wet, but it's like super fluffy in the back. Normally it's a lot more wavy. And I've kind of gotten to the point where my bangs have grown out long enough where I don't need to straighten them every time. But I do like them straight more. I feel like I look better with them straight. But it's still okay. It's just a giant fuzzball. You're probably sewing, painting, gluing, or 3D printing something. Sounds about right. And then you'll share pictures with us. That's my favorite thing, is when y'all share pictures. So I feel like I'm able to be a part of the community with y'all. Especially because all of my feeds on social media are so... They're either because of having to like conventions or sponsor things. My feed is nothing but that, and every now and then I get some cosplay stuff, and I've been trying to like more cosplay things to show up, but it doesn't always happen, so... going out might be for ice cream, might be to... Caspian. Welcome on! I hope your day and your lunch break's going well. How long did Angel Women take to make? I don't remember offhand, but I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know. Oh, you're not on that one. If somebody in YouTube or Twitch does ! Angel Woman, it should bring up the page that says how long it took me to make it. Because I don't remember off the top of my head. It wasn't a terribly long project to make it, though. It just took a lot of time to cut out all of the wings. Yeah, let's see. Who spells it correctly? I'll go try to figure out how to spell it. A-N-G... I think it's W-O-M-O-N. It's a weird spelling. There you go. It should be towards the bottom of the page. It'll say, like, under the description of how I made it, how long it is. So. Yeah. It's... I mean, for me it was spelling. It took me a long time to figure it out, but then I'm also like... Is that how you spell woman? Or is it not? Because of me being dyslexic, I can't spell at all. So That's when people, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Alright, so we've got, this is the leg piece, and then, is this, no, and then this is the other leg piece. 23 days, thank you! That's how long it took. Okay, so I remember that this one connects to that piece. So I'm gonna put a little mark. Yeah, Terrarita, I haven't done the actual amount yet. I'll go through, I'll have to go through and check. Typically how I calculate it is every day I work on something, I take a picture or a video. So I just go through and I count how many days of that. It did, for Tiarita, it did take longer than anticipated, but I was, for like a full week, I was going through a lot of mental health stuff. So I kind of wasn't all there for working. And then the wig took a lot longer than anticipated. So, but it's finally done, and I'm really happy with it so far. I think the color palette looks really nice with everything and how I kind of weathered it. It's gonna give that nice anime pop, but it's not gonna feel, in my opinion, it's not gonna be too cartoony where it's flat. It's gonna have a little bit more dimension and kind of feel a little more real-ish? Hopefully. And I'm excited to play around with the fog machine. Yeah. I know, communication. Words are hard. Okay. So this one is going to connect here. So we're going to flip it inside out. And I did the little pin because there's 4 different connection parts here, and that's just to, because I knew where it was supposed to connect. So now, I can do this. And then hopefully it will work this time. I ended up beforehand, so for this spacer thing, it's like, I always think of it as a face on her knee, and this is the mouth part because there's 2 red lines on her leg, and over the knee there's a dark black strip with, it's kind of like stitchings that make it look like teeth that have been sewn together. At least this is in my head what it looks like. But I ended up making it shorter than what it needed to be, so it sat in a weird position on my leg, and I had to make it a little bit more, add a little bit more material. It still is the same material as everything else, so it still stretches the same, but it just, where it was sitting didn't stretch enough. So I couldn't bend my knee fully, which it's a bit of a problem, you know. You kind of want to be able to actually move in a cosplay. At least, you know, I think so. But yeah, this one I would like to only be 2 weeks to make. It's going pretty fast. It's just, it's going to have a lot of details in the end, and I do have to 3D print, or 3D model and print a part, and then I'm going to have to attach a lot of little details here and there. And then engineering, it's got like this ghost thing on the shoulder. So I have to engineer that so it'll stick up, which I have a wire frame in my head of how I want it to be, but I'm not going to have it where it's permanently attached to the bodysuit. So I need to engineer a piece where I kind of have the idea that, so this is the piece when you wear it, and I made it where it has no zipper or anything, but when it is on, it has this little flappity doodah right here, And then this is technically where the ghost is supposed to attach, but I want to have it where the ghost, like, I have a piece that goes underneath, and the idea would be that because I'm having like a bodysuit kind of thing, I'll have like a strap on both sides that can come around here and then attach kind of like that with clips or something. There's like a type of... The only way I can consider it is I'm kind of making like a strap to look like without a padding here for shooting, but it's going to be kind of the same design-ish. I don't really know how to explain it very well. You mean you don't want to be a statue? Yeah. I have to penny pin in a few different spots. Flappity Doodah is your new favorite phrase. I never realized I say these things until y'all pointed out. It was, I don't know what it was, last stream I said something, and y'all liked that one too, and I don't remember what it was. Like, this is just normal words for me. And then I noticed my friends start to use some of them too, and I'm just like, hey, that's something I would say. Hi Bob, welcome on. I'm doing well. We are working on LadyDevimon today, which is the answer to the cosplay of Guess My Next Cosplay that I posted today. Okay, this one we gotta do a little more. I'm happy I have a little extra material with this, because I did not have enough beforehand. And I kind of measured it based on the stretchiness. Thank you for using proper grammar. Don't you know I am edumacation? You're sewing your own costume too? Awesome! What are you working on? How do you learn to stitch like that? Do you take lessons? Nope, I'm self-taught on all of this. Just a lot of failures, a lot of learning. I've been sewing... So I made my first cosplay in 2008, and I hand-stitched, basically it was a very decorative nun costume from an anime called Trinity Blood, and after that I won a cosplay, or I'm sorry, that was in 2009. First cosplay though was in 2008. But in 2009 I entered a cosplay contest, and I got best craftsmanship for hand sewing a whole thing, and my grandma was like, no one should ever have to hand stitch a zipper. So she bought me my first sewing machine, just a basic one, and I taught myself on that. I'm very much I don't want somebody to tell me what I can and cannot do with a certain material, because once you tell me... I'm 33, yeah. But yeah, so I'm very much the type of person where if you tell me you are not allowed to do it this way, I'll never do it. I'll never really understand why. So I would rather teach myself. I would rather fail and understand why it failed, and then know, like, oh, so this is the reason, like, I can't do it this way, or I'll figure out how to fix it. So yeah. Your grandma has... yes, my grandma is a really wonderful supporter of like sewing and stuff. My great-grandpa used to have an upholstery company, and so my grandpa was really into that, and so she has so much support. She also wanted to sew all of the baby clothes for my dad and uncle, but she never did, so it was like a kind of dream of her. She's living through me. Great mindset for sewing. Really scares you. It can be really scary, but I think, so when it comes to new tooling and new things, so let's say, here's my new tool. And new tools are very scary when you first get them. I've always been this way, where you're always afraid to use it. You're always afraid, oh, I don't want to damage it. I don't want to use this. So literally, what I've always told, like when I was a teaching assistant and when I taught students and everybody else, always what I say is, in order to get past that, it's no longer new and pretty. Now it's no longer scary. So just by adding some type of mark, or like for doing metalsmithing, we had hammers, for just adding a slight dent in something, so it's no longer perfect, gets you past that mindset of, oh, okay. So like same with the sewing machine, of once you kind of like make your first kind of like scratch mark on it, or just adding something, some type of fabric, or breaking a needle or something, once that happens, it is no longer like super scary. So I try to help that with people. I don't know if that'll help you, but it seems to help a lot of people thinking that mindset. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the sewing machine. We're gonna sew this part, and then we're going to come back and then we'll pin the bottom half to it. So, again, I won't be able to read chat for like a few minutes, just when we're over sewing. So, any tips for sewing, new to sewing your first cosplay? Different fabric requires different sewing machine needles. So yeah, that's a big learning that I had to figure out. If you're sewing needles, universal ones, if you're using a material that is stretching needles that help needle going through and not having a giant's rat nest. And then same with iron as you go. I hate ironing, but it's such an important tool to always iron your fabric every single step. So the fabric you're scared of damaging because you have in the past and it was expensive. Yeah, I understand that. Always buying fabric, I always buy at least half a yard to a yard more, and then I try to do sampling with that parts, and that helps me. Okay, I'm going over here real quick. Hopefully those little tidbits helped a little. Is it still set up? Close enough. Okay, let me get my needles. Bam. Thank you for the biddies. Oh, it's the kitty. Thank you for the 100 biddies, or the 100 cheers. I don't know what it was. I appreciate it. Alright, so this one we're sewing together, so I'm going to go to a straight stitch. We're going to go back to 3. Now typically if you do a stretch fabric, you kind of want to do a lightning bolt or a a zigzag stitch. This is because when your fabric stretches, you don't want a single stitch when you pull will break. Where if you have a zigzag, if it's close like that, it then stretches like this. But how I'm sewing this is I'm actually pulling it so they're tight, so that the threads aren't, words are difficult. So when they aren't stretched, they come kind of closer together, but then when it stretches on my leg, it won't be pulling too much. Don't know if that made sense with words, but that's what I'm doing. And for those that are new, I do have a YouTube channel with literally over 1,000 videos on it. A lot of sewing videos, step by step of how I've made parts of my cosplays. So I'd recommend checking that out for some help. Even if you're not making that specific character, just some of the tips in the videos may help you. And I by no means am an expert with sewing, but I can at least do some. It looks like I had another pin under there that I pulled from something. I don't know where that one came from. I thought I pulled it out. I had an issue with that part. Try that again. There we go. And then Mommy's here. How I'm doing this specific one, so since this is a different type of fabric, I don't want to do the same stitch where I am laying it down like this. So I'm actually going to fold it back and I'm going to do it on here because I want this to be like a dead negative space. So I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to switch to, let's see, we're doing it on this side, so I'm actually going to go to 6. So the needle is 6 millimeters from the left to, oh wait, actually, we're going to do it on the opposite side. Real quick. I'm like trying to remember how I mimicked it yesterday. There we go. So as I go, I'm going to feel to try to see if all of my layers are going to face that way. And one thing that I find helpful is, so before I started sewing all this, I actually have a sample piece of the fabric, and this is what I used to figure out all of my stitches, if I needed the top or the bottom to be at what measurement, so, or what tension. I wanted to be 100% precise on this, I could go back and pen it, but I'm not really too concerned with it. Our back stitch, and we're done. Ta-da! Okay, back over here. There's the little nom-noms, and then I can read chat again. Hey, Yummy. Okay, back to there. And you get a little glimpse of the nom-noms. She has come to visit, and you can see how badly I shake. Apparently my face is the ceiling fan, so. Yep, progress! Destroyer of Perfection. Oh, I just read it. Thank you, Lithian. Yum, yum, yums. Come here. Oh, the nugget. Yeah. Little Nami. We do have for Twitch and for YouTube, we have a new Nami emote. And then if you are going to be at Otafest, I'll have new stickers of her, as well as Yuki. I love you. I love you so much. Hey, little snugglers. She's so cute. Yeah. Good girl. Okay, what do you want to do? What are you gonna do now? You gonna get up? There you go. She's a good little helper. Alright. So much hair. So, to show you what we did. A little down more. So here's the part I just sewed on. So you can see the stitch where I folded it back there. And really, it's just to make it look nicer, and most of these stitches, like, you don't have to stitch like this. I just do it because these are gonna be, it's basically making a bodysuit, and because this fabric is already fluffy on the inside, I want it to be able to lay as close to the body as possible and not have these bulgy seams that are gonna rub me the entire convention. Okay, and then I want to, real quick, trim my thread. And then we're gonna pin the bottom part of the leg. And this is the part that I was talking about where technically in the design on here, there's two red, like, kind of eyeball-like shapes that go here. And then there's tons of little silver strips that are gonna go here. So it's kind of like a mouth just for that piece when we attach this one. It's a weird design. Okay, to figure out how this lays. I know that this was our seam here when I connected, so I need to see which one is Z. So this one's Z. I believe it is this one? Seems about right. So I'm going to put a pin on the seam so I know it attaches there. That's the only part that's been a little difficult with figuring that one out. Okay, that we're going to flip all of this inside out. He's going to go in there because we want our seam to be on the inside. And where this pin is where we are going to attach to here. And take that pin out. I think when I had issues just a second ago, I think I forgot to take my marker pin out because I just had a random pin all of a sudden. Okay, and I just want to make sure we are laying correctly. Okay. I love my little num-nums. She's so good. Surprisingly, so Nami usually when she sleeps in the bed, she sleeps on my head. And she'll just for like an hour make biscuits on either, I have like a Pusheen stuffed animal or on my pillow. And she just will sit there just eating biscuits. And last night, Yuki did it. And she never lays there. So I think she's been very much watching Nami and trying to mimic her, even though she's the older cat now. But they were both very scared yesterday. We had a really bad storm come through with lots of hail, and we were under a tornado watch or warning. I don't remember. But they both, once it started hailing, I'm like the safe person out of the two of us, me and my partner. They both ran in here and like were underneath me. It's like, oh, poor things. So I think that was her kind of safe place last night because she doesn't normally lay up my head, but it was very cute. Just like reaching my hand up and petting the kitty, and it was like, oh, this is a different kitty. So she lays on your lap. Oh, that's so cute. So Nami's learning. That's this one, the brown one. She's learning to kind of work with me when sewing. She turns 2 next month, so she's still pretty young. She'll lay next to the sewing machine. She's been doing that the last few weeks, which is great. Normally, she's not the smartest of cats, and she likes to eat tape. And with Yuki is 3. She's extremely intelligent. She never liked tape. It was a scary thing for her, so we always used it as a repellent to keep her from scratching things or whatever. But that kind of changed once we got Nami because she ate all of it, and we didn't want her to get sick. But Yuki is finally, it seems like she's breaking the habit, because she always used to like to help me sew, and she would steal all my sewing pins. She would either just pick them all up and dump them on the table, or she would take them away from me. And it's cute, but I always was so afraid just because she's running around with a pin in her mouth. Like, she's smart enough where she doesn't put the pointy end in. She holds it by the bead, but I'm so afraid she's gonna swallow it or something. But it seems like she's breaking that habit because I've left my stuff out and she hasn't taken any of it. So I'm so happy about that. It's only taken her like a few years. So. Alright, that part is all pinned, so we can go sew this. We're going to do the exact same thing where we're going to do our basic stitch and then we're going to fold it and pin that, and that will finish off our pantaloons. Yee. So same, I'm not going to be able to read chat for a few minutes, but I will be able to look back and stuff. So let me go set that up. Move this over here, so hopefully the camera will be better. There we go. I know the white balance is terrible, but working with black fabric is a hard one. Okay, so we're going to switch back to 3 millimeters. And this side will be a little bit more tighter because we're farther down the leg. Okay, let's go. Gotta pull this a tiny bit. There we go. I always find it funny with my craftsmanship on, so I consider these my more basic builds, like they're community builds, not passion projects of mine. So I still try to have good craftsmanship with it, but I don't over fixate on if something is perfect or not, like I would on, like for my Sarah Kerrigan cosplay. That one I will really over fixate on stuff and want to make it look really, really nice and clean. But I kind of find it funny with my craftsmanship on a lot of these, because I won't do it as much. Alright, flip it. So again, we have now this part, so we just want it to lay flat. Also by doing that, you see how it has this like weird poof? I don't know if it comes off on camera. But by sewing it, it's going to make it look a lot nicer. So I'm going to flip it this way because I don't think I'll be able to fit the pant leg on the bottom all the way. So let's see if I can shove all the fabric in. And then you want the fabric to lay down. Oh wait, we're gonna rotate a little. So I want to start on a seam so it looks a little nicer. And then for this, we're gonna move it to we're gonna move it to 6 millimeters. Okay. And this is the fighting with all of the fabric. It's because the other leg was stuck. probably gonna have to flip this back again. Oops. I pressed a button. I wasn't supposed to press a button. There we go. And then our back stitch. And we're done. Bonjour. Nice and pretty. Just seems like a giant hassle though. Okay. You do the same with your competition builds versus your non-competition builds? Yeah. We're going to be going over there in just a second. So I'm going to leave the camera there. And I'm just going to trim real quick what we just sewed, the little extra threads. So what part of the Seth cosplay are you working on now? Or are you still just continuing with beading? And then make sure our inside little seam. Just gonna trim those. Alright. Dunskies. So these are now done. So you've got the left leg. And then the, oh, camera. Okay, I can do it this way. The right leg. So yeah, pants are done. And that should fit correctly now. So after the stream, I'll have to try it on and make sure. Still doing beads for the hat, but you think you want to start mocking up her jacket and sleeves. Ooh. Are you gonna do, so for mine I did like this slight poof. Do you plan on doing the same type of style, or are you going to try to do her, she's like a few different jacket styles. Are you planning on doing the really poofy bubble, or are you gonna do more like tight fit, or how do you plan on doing it? I'm gonna grab a sip of water. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, I missed this message. Okay. Alright, next piece. Let me see. I have these two pieces. So we've got the mask. It looks like, are they luchador masks? They're like the wrestling masks that are like this, that go over kind of thing. I don't know. So I need to lay this flat. And then from that point, we can sew it onto the jacket. I think I'm going to do that. So let's do that. So I've already sewn these parts. I just want to lay the inside fabric down flat. So we're gonna do that. Make sure, kind of. And then for this one, we're going to go back to our 1mm, because that's how we've been doing all of these parts. And I will have to rewind our bobbin in a second. Make sure we're good. Yeah. Done, and then we'll go back and do the other side. And the reason I'm adding this extra strip of fabric is when I did my pattern originally, I forgot to have the allowance for the zipper. So I'll have to, I'll have to edit my pattern before I put it up on my website and add this material in. So y'all don't have to add a strip. The other side. Needle came loose. And then one more, and we will be done. Alright. Nami is our helper. Gifting. And I'm going to real quickly blow my nose. So, apologies. Okay. Yes, that's correct. I don't remember whatever I asked. Are you making this cosplay as if it was for a contest or something to walk around the convention in? Oh, these are just basic community builds. So anything that takes me, oh, sorry. Boop. So any of my builds that I plan on doing where it only takes me like a week or two or under a month, those I just kind of make as is. I'm not, like, I still focus on craftsmanship, but I'm not hyper fixating on it. So this one is just a basic build for the community to help with patterns for people. And I plan on wearing it when I guest at Odafest in Canada. But it's not I'm not building it at a costume contest level. I'd say my passion builds I do more at a contest level, but they're still just passion builds, and I don't really plan on competing really. Like, maybe I'll compete one more time just because I had such a bad experience at the last one, which I was gonna have as my last competition. But, yeah, these are just basic builds for me. I don't know. What are we doing? So we are working on my latest cosplay, which is LadyDevimon from the anime Digimon. And we are sewing parts of the bodysuit right now. So we just finished sewing this part, which is actually the face piece. So when it lays down, so side profile is that. So my chin is here, neck's here. This is where the face is exposed. This would be the ear hole, and then the top of the head. And then back here will be the zipper. So right now, we're gonna then pin it to the bottom half of the bodysuit. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Nami's kinda here right now. Yeah. What do you think? Hello thing. He's too cute. Too cute, too cute. Okay. The little paws. Oh, the little bear paws. Oh, yes. He's a good girl. I love her so much. He's so cute. He's so cute. Hi, I love your content. Can I make a recommendation? Can you do mine from Akamina Gakil? I don't know that one offhand. If you want to put it in Discord, or if one of the mods can make a note of that, I can look into it. But I kind of make whatever I'm into at the time. Right now, the plan for so far is we're doing LadyDevimon, which I plan. Sorry, so much cat hair. I plan on finishing it in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Finishing it for Odafest, which is next month, so it has to be done. And then I'll go back into working on Sarah Kerrigan. That one, I still anticipate it to be another 3 months on working on it. So, thank you, Ru. So I don't know if I'm gonna just heavily focus on that cosplay or if I'll work on it a bit and then I'll have another side project. Haven't quite decided yet. But that one, it's such a big learning curve for me just because I'm doing silicone casting and mold making and things. And it's gonna be a lot of work. So I've not planned on something else quite yet. But if I do, it'll probably be a much, like, a very small build on the side. I will say, if there's a lot of recommendations for a character, though, I do tend to add that higher on my list of priorities for making. Just like, so Ange Woman from Digimon is one that I did recently, which is from the same series, and I didn't plan on making that until, like, honestly, next year. But it was the #1 requested cosplay. I did, like, a poll through all my stories on all my platforms and stuff, and so many people... It was just, like, outranking everything by far. I ended up just making it, like, that month. And I really liked how it turned out. But it definitely was, it is not a convention-friendly build whatsoever. Yeah, no Voltron! No Voltron. I did a Gundam! That should be close enough! Okay, so we've got that all done. So now we are going to... start pinning it onto this, and we'll see how it aligns. And I never made a mock-up of this, so we're just kind of going as is. So if enough people suggest Voltron. So that one, though, that would be a harder cosplay. That's not like an easy build, because that's a lot of foam work, though. Alright, let us pin. Y'all can still see. Y'all are silly. So there should hopefully be enough material now to go around. Still seems like it's less. Did I pin it on the right spot? We did. Let me real quick. Just want to see. Yeah, it fits. Okay. Chat needs to misbehave until she takes the Voltron running joke from us. I mean, one day. One day. In the next 10 years, I will make a Voltron cosplay. There you go. Write it down! Write it down! As Nugget is my witness. It would make Caspian so happy. Oh, sorry. I realize I am comfortably sitting and not showing. Clipping it right now. Okay. I got 10 years to work on it. What do you think, Nugget? Oh yeah, that's a good belly. Oh, thank you for the lickies. Thank you. Those are some good lickies. Yeah, that's a good girl. You're so cute. You're so cute. Okay, this one's the one I was not sure. I think it should be fine. Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, this kitty right here is Nami. She's about to be 2 years old next month. And then the white kitty, who's not on stream but also a ragdoll, her name is Yuki, and she is 3 years old. She's my good little nugget with bear paws. But she You can see when the hamster stops running in her little brain. And she thinks. It's very funny. It's interesting that Caspian and you think kind of similarly. How so? Hi Moki, welcome on. Alright. That is pinned. And we are good to sew it now. Right, Num Nums? Are we good? Huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Did I find a spot? Did I find an itchy spot? There you go. You're so good. You're so good, Yum Yums. Yeah. Both suggested Voltron? Oh. I just assumed you were in on his joke since he's been requesting it for years now. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you so funny. You so funny. I am almost wanting to just leave the camera here. Does people want to see me sew or do they just want to watch the Nami while I sew? That's the question. What do they want? Hmm? What do they want, Nugget? Yeah? Oh yeah. This a good belly. This a good belly. Oh, you made your hair so gross and wet now. You did. You did. You're so cute. So cute. I love you. Okay. To sewing! Yeah? Oh, did I pull my camera? Did I disconnect it? Oh, I didn't. Okay, good. I almost tripped though. Here, no nuts. Hey. Oh, I hurt my foot. Too many cords here. It's the Nami stream. This is what we're all here for. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Hopefully one day I will come and do a convention in Mexico. Yeah. Like the CCXP one. I think it was XP. Or CCXM? I don't know. I hurt my foot. I tripped on the cord. I'm glad I didn't pull the cord though. Ooh. Okay. She needed to be chased though. She's getting too comfortable in here. Let me move this over. Too many cords. It's like under my feet I literally have 4 cords. Actually, you know what? It's because this one's here. If I don't have that there, then it's no longer tripping. Well, it's still tripping, but it's not in the way. E. Okay, back over here now. Good enough? E. And then I rotate this a tiny bit. Doodly-doo. And if you're just getting here, we are currently working on LadyDevimon from Digimon. It is the answer to the Guess My Next Cosplay, which I posted today. And it is, for those on YouTube and Twitch, it is the image here. And then for those that are on TikTok and Instagram, it is the image that is here. So yeah. Hi, Nami, you're back. Oh, you want me to chase you again? Okay. She's like, let's go. Alright. Back to sewing. We are changing back to 3mm. Hi, Nami. Come here. gonna come and help? You wanted the cat stream, the cat is back. Actually, before I start, I need to rewind the bobbin because we are pretty low. Okay. There's cat hair on my nose. So one thing is I don't want her to get into noticing this part. I had one cat that liked to lay back here, who passed, but she would sometimes try to bite the string, and I was always afraid because she would hurt herself. And so it's like I'm very cautious of if she'll start doing that now. Alright, Nummy, I'm gonna sew. Don't get upset. Yeah. We'll see once the fabric starts hitting her if she'll move or not. What was that, Dum-Dums? What are you doing? Did you see a shadow? A weirder sound, so we're gonna have to check. Yeah. Definitely did not like this one. For some reason, it rat nest. Had no issues this entire time, but it was having issues with this one. One of my tensions is off. How's this? It's fine. That is such a grump, 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 because that's a whole lot of pool. A lot of times when sewing, I can hear when it's having a slight issue. And I was hoping it wasn't, but it was. So, let's see. It's been a bit since I cleaned it. Like, a week. But this material is slightly more fuzzy. This is just from a week of sewing. But I have been heavily sewing lately. What do you think, Mommy? Back together. My brain is not working right now. Test real quick. Seems fine. Don't know why we had issues on that though. Okay. That's Nami's table now. Oh yeah. I'm gonna try to read from back here. I can read some of it, not all of it. Grump, grump, grump. Now you gotta pull all this apart. Yeah, so it's, I don't know how well, you can see a little bit of the string right there. We ended up getting a little bit of rat's nest on the back. So, pull it all out. And it's terrible with this material because it shows. I'll come over here so I can read a little bit. Boop, boop, boop. Hello from Canada! Ah, welcome on Whiskey. I will be coming to Canada next month. I will be guesting at Otafest. Yeah. What am I making? We are making the LadyDevimon from the anime Digimon. And this is the head cowl that I was attempting to sew onto the shirt portion of the bodysuit. But had a little bit of a
bit of rat's nest, so. English only, please. Yep, LadyDevimon. I'm excited a lot of people are interested in it. This was... I had a quite a bit of request after I made Angelwoman in December of people asking if I was going to be making this one as well. So I'm happy to add it on to the list. Yeah. Plan is to hopefully finish it in 2 weeks. That's my typical timeline is between a week and 2 weeks for making a build this size. So that's how much time Terrorita was, and that was our last cosplay from Sentence to Be a Hero. Okay, you can lurk again. Works keeps trying to make you work. All good. I have a sneeze. We'll see. Ah. Are you going down for Expo or Fan Expo? Typically at this time I only go to conventions if I'm a guest right now, just because this is my full-time job, and conventions are very expensive. But I'd say if you want to see me at a convention, request me as a guest, and hopefully they'll invite me and I can go. Only plans so far that I'm going, like I try to do one convention a year that is a convention just for fun. And right now that convention is BlizzCon. Just because I have tickets from it, from winning the BlizzCon cosplay competition. Their last convention was in 2023, so I plan on doing that. Not sure if I'll cosplay at it though or not, but I love all things Blizzard, so. It's very true. I was just curious because you're coming. Yeah, so that one I'm a cosplay guest for. I will be there all 3 days, so I plan on bringing LadyDevimon for that, as long as I don't have any malfunctions. Terrorita, and I don't know what my last cosplay will be yet. So I still have to decide on the third one. But I'll have a booth there for all 3 days. I know I'm doing the opening and closing ceremony. I believe right now I'm scheduled for doing 3 panels. Don't quote me on this, but I think one is how to make a build book for cosplay competitions. I'm trying to remember because this was like emails like a month ago or 2 months ago. I think one is a foam panel for basic foam work, and I think one is an advanced airbrush painting panel. I believe. Not 100% sure though. So, and I don't know. I know they have tons of cosplay competitions and stuff there. I have no idea if I'm a judge or not. I don't know offhand, so I can't say that. Yeah, I'm really excited. This will be my first time in Canada. Not just cosplaying, but just in general. So I've got me and my partners going, and then we plan on staying a few extra days, going to... I have no idea. I don't know anything about Canada, like the hills or something, like names of things, but we plan on going to more of the hill landscapes where there's some hot springs or something. We're staying an extra, I think we're leaving on Wednesday, so the convention is Friday through Sunday, and then we leave on Wednesday. So, I'm excited. It's technically my first international convention as a guest. I have been invited to like 3 or 4 other international conventions, but they just all last minute like got canceled because of political stuff in the country or stuff like that, so none of them have ever happened. So I'm still like, cross your fingers. I'm still planning on coming. There shouldn't be any issues with Canada. So, I think the last one that got canceled was, I was supposed to be a guest in a convention in Saudi Arabia, but their country had an issue, political or whatever, and the whole convention got canceled. So yeah, that was fun, trying to, everybody, like, they just ghosted the community, and people started messaging me, and it's like, I can't say anything because of contracts, and they didn't announce it until, like, I think a week before the convention. It wasn't great. You may have filled out suggestion forms for your local con. Oh, thank you, Purple. Well, hopefully they'll reach out. Yeah. Yeah, I always get sad when conventions cancel, because I feel bad for everybody that wants to go, but then I also feel bad of, like, letting the community down, because a lot of people get really, like, obviously, people get excited. They want to come out and meet, and, like, especially for international ones, because there's, like, no way I'm going to an international convention for fun at this point. Like, that's just out of my price point for doing this as a full-time job. So, yeah. By the way, I'm taking out stitches because we messed up on sewing, so that's why I'm standing here, because I don't want to move my sewing machine camera. So, if you have time, you suggest visiting the CN Tower? Is that in Canada, Real? Yeah, I don't even know where this, like, we know me and names. I don't know the city that I'm going to for Odafest. It's somewhere. I think it's like Calgary or Calvary or something like that. And then we're driving like an hour away to some other country one. Oh yeah, I believe that's way too far for us. Yeah. I don't have issues with heights. Ooh, I'm gonna have to stitch that up a little bit. Yeah. If I don't know my geography here in the US, I can definitely not tell you other countries. The only countries I have been to, not for cosplay, just for other things, besides the US, I've been to Italy, France, England, and Scotland. That's all the places I've been. And if you want to count Alaska as a country, even though it's not, but it's kinda its own little thing. Almost done ripping out all the stitches. Yay, rat's nest. Ugh, my nose. You're on the east side of Canada. If someone drives from her to Toronto without stopping, it would take a full day. Yeah. That's like... No! It would take longer than that. Oh, wait. Drives her to Toronto without stop. Okay, yeah. I was thinking, like, from one side of Canada to the other, and I was like, no way! It would be way longer than that. Because for me being originally from Texas, it's like driving from the Panhandle to, like, South Padre. That's a full day trip, too, of driving. Yeah. Alaska doesn't count. It should. I love Alaska though. That was so beautiful there. To get to Calgary, it takes days. Ooh. Yeah. That makes sense on not going to it then. I would not... I don't want to drive that long. Hi, you're from Costa Rica, Pura Vida? Super fan. Aw, well thank you. Welcome on, Fear. It's actually not a bad flight for me going, so right now I'm in Nebraska, so go straight up and it's only an hour time difference. I believe it's 1 hour behind? Question mark, or 1 hour ahead? I think it's behind though. But it shouldn't be too long of a flight. Oh, I made an absolute mess. My nose. It's like I don't need to blow my nose, but like working with all this, it creates all the dust. Okay, we have to pin it all again. No. I'm gonna pull out the rest of it. Ooh, that one's a bad one. You're going to Korea in May? Never been out of the country, so this... Are you doing... I don't imagine that's for work. I really want to go to Korea. That is Korea and Japan bucket list for me. But I love all things Korea. It is for work? I'm jealous. I'm jealous. That's really cool. You'll have to share pictures. Yeah, just Korea though, I am just obsessed with like Korean culture and everything. Same with Japan. But like I watch so much Korean shows. All of the Korean dramas. All of them. I'm just so fixated on them. Toss all these threads. And then I gotta pin again, which I should have just moved my camera at this point. Come on. Come on. I'm the person, not the fan. Okay, I'm just gonna pin it again. You imagine all the cat hair doesn't help much either. It's shedding season right now. And I vacuum the house once a week. Like, I do full-on cleaning of... Like, Mondays are cleaning days. And I just clean the whole day. Okay, I do need to stitch this real quick. 2 seconds. So this part's coming apart a little, so I want to make sure... Excuse me, Mommy. I want to make sure it doesn't keep going, so I'm going to do a lightning bolt stitch there to hold it together. I'm sorry. Just a bit more. Sorry, Nugget. Alright. I have been doing, so at the end of all of the parts where they come, I end up doing a lightning bolt stitch to hold them together to make sure they don't separate. But because I was sewing them together, I didn't think it'd be an issue. But because we had to pull it apart, it became an issue, so. You'll have to go now. Come back if you see you're still on. Aw, well, thank you for stopping by. and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I try to stream every Fridays, so. Okay, we are good on that, so let's repin again. Cash Hero on Netflix, and it was a little cheesy. I mean, a lot of them are. I'd say probably one of my favorite ones is Hotel La Luna. It's really, really good, and it's kind of more on the creepy side too, with ghosts and stuff. Dodo So La La So is really good. It's more on the musical side, if you couldn't guess from the name. I have a bunch more, we know me and names. I like a lot of the time period ones about like the royalty and stuff, but it's still the fantasy side. Bar on Netflix. I don't know that one. So when it comes to drama, I still like the romance in it for my K-dramas, and I really like the stupid comedy ones. Alchemy of Souls, that one was really good. Yes. Well, the first season was really good. Still good, like, second season, but not as good. It was weird that they, did a second season, honestly. I don't know what the one I'm watching right now is, but it's so good. So much fighting, and I'd say it's on the level of how the production did it, of kind of towards like they wanted to be HBO in terms of their fight scenes and stuff. It's pretty good. You'll have to remind me to say what it was or look it up. Oh yeah. All the Korean shows, they always have to go to Subway, and then they'll have like, oh, you look dry, here, try this. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Or just like, it's something that's not like, obviously it's a placement, but it's not terrible like some of them. I didn't realize you were into K-dramas though. Or did I recommend some beforehand? Done pinning. Hopefully we won't have an issue again. And thank you guys for watching. Hope you are enjoying today's stream. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow the channel, whatever platform you're on. Really appreciate it. Okay, we are pinned, so we can go sew it now. You've been working so hard. How do you do it? This energy drink I got really keeps me. Oh, yeah. What's the other one? The other energy one is the chocolates that they have constantly, and they're like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, here, try this chocolate. And it's like, here, does anybody else want some? Oh, I have so much energy now. And it's like instantly after eating a piece of chocolate. Alright. We'll rotate, and back to the nom-noms. The keeper of the machine. Hey, Yummy. What are you doing? Okay. We are at 3. I'm going to do a test again to make sure we don't have a rat's nest. That's the first time with all the sewing. But I know my needle is
really dull. I am bad at changing out needles. I have like one other one, but it's also really dull, and I just need to buy more. But I always got them at Joann's, and I'm now, I can't be bothered to find them online. Let's see. It is sounding better this time, though. Sure. Just going a little bit slower just because of having that issue last time. Now the center hump will probably have a little bit of an issue just because there's a lot of extra fabric right there. Isn't she such a good helper? Yes, the chocolate, yeah. Yeah, all good. There's one spot I'm gonna just add a quick little stitch because I got a little too close to the edge with it. Probably have a little bit of issues with me laying flat, but I'd rather have this reinforcement. Okay, I'm glad you're so comfy. I'm glad. And now I just want to do my last little stitch where I lay them flat. We're gonna switch to 1 millimeter. Did I bug you, nom-noms? I'm sorry. This is where it's gonna lay weird, so we're gonna... I'm sorry. Okay, bye-bye.
She moved to my chair now. Okay, and then the last way through, and then we'll be done. I didn't break it, it just came loose. This material has definitely caused my needles to come loose a lot more. Okay. And we're done. Nice and pretty. Coo coo coo. Coo coo coo. And then y'all can enjoy the Nami licking herself now. Big fluffy snurches. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. So here's her shirt, which will have a zipper on the back. Oh, it's awkward now with the thing. So it'll be like that, and then this part will be the gray bodysuit, because I'm not gonna paint myself. And then this part will end up going over. My mic's in the way, so it's really hard to see. So that will end up going together like that. And then the zipper. Yeah. A little crazy, but it works. Good fit so far for this. Yeah. And then I just have to do figuring out with the bottom half, seeing, I haven't decided if it's going to be a shirt and pants or if it's going to be one piece. So I got to figure that out. But that is going to be it for me today. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the stream today. Hope you enjoyed it, working on LadyDevimon from the anime Digimon, which will be the second cosplay from the series that I've made. So yeah. Big and exciting costume. So should take hopefully 2 weeks. Yeah. Thanks, Wizard. But I hope everybody has a great weekend. Best of luck to Moving Purple. If you do it before the next stream. So yeah. But next convention is Otafest, so that's in Canada if you want to see me. I'll be doing the photo shoot for Tiarita on Sunday with some other stuff like the fog machine. I'll be testing that out and let y'all know next stream. We'll be working on this unless for some reason I finish it, which I really doubt. But we'll see what I can do on stream since I've got almost all of it sewn at this point. So, I guess we still have the shoes and stuff, but I'll be doing a lot of attachments, so, yeah. But thank you guys, thank you for all of the new follows, likes, thank you we had some subs here on Twitch, and we had remembers on YouTube. Thank you for the biddies as well, and I will see you on our next stream, which will be next Friday, and bye from our lovely Nugget, who is currently bathing herself. So, much love, guys.